it's Hillary of Creative Faith. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new around here, welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any videos. And also give this video a thumbs up because I'm talking about something super fun today. I have another planner review. I have a whole playlist on my YouTube channel where I look at and talk about different planners, and I will link that playlist in the description box below. And WORDSWORTH Planner reached out to me on Instagram and asked if I'd be interested in reviewing one of their planners. And they have two different styles. There is a vertical layout and a horizontal layout. And so I have used horizontal layouts in the past, and so I was really excited to try and look at their vertical overview. So I will just get started. I'm going to walk you guys through what is on the inside, how it came packaged, and right now you can get this on their website, which I'll link below, or on Amazon, which I'll link below, for $15, which is such a steal. It is a non-dated planner, so you guys can start it anytime. Right now it's September, the start of back to school for many people, and so this would be a great back to school planner for you guys to use. And yeah, so it came in a box, this little box. I love their just kind of branding and styling. It's like very simple and elegant. It did have this like funky stain on the box and on the little paper, but luckily the planner itself came wrapped in plastic, so this was not damaged, which is really good. So it has just a little note from the WORDSWORTH planner people, and you can find them on all the social media places, and there's also some free ebooks and training videos on their website, which is kind of neat too. So if you want to learn more about goal setting and how to use the planner, you can go to their website. So it had this little paper thing, which I was waiting to take off until this video. And it did not come with the tabs. I added the tabs, but I'll get to why in a little bit. So like I said, this is a non-dated vertical, so on the back it kind of goes over the stats. It's 5.25 by 8.25 inches, and let me get my current bullet journal so I can kind of show you guys some comparisons. Okay, I'm back. So this is my current planner bullet journal that I use, the Leuchtturm 1917, and so you guys can see they're almost exactly the same size. So that's a little bit about the dimensions. It is separated into monthly, weekly, and then a notes section at the back. It says the paper weight is 100 G, which I think is grams maybe. So it is thicker than the paper in my Leuchtturm bullet journal, which I just showed you guys, but not maybe quite as thick as some other planners, but I'll show you guys a pen test in a little bit. And it also has a pocket, which I love. So they have 3 bookmarks, and I love how they are neutral colors. I think that's really nice. It'll match with a lot of different like spreads and stuff like that. And they also had some different color options for the front too. The brown one is gorgeous, but they were out of stock when of the brown one, so they sent me the black one, which I obviously love. So it has just a little blank page in here. There's an in case of loss, please return to opening page. It talks about how to use the planner and like how to set goals, as well as kind of the benefits of this planner, which is great. Next, there is a page with like a back calendar, so 2017 and 18 and then 19 and 2020. I'm planning on like covering this up, so maybe using a piece of scrapbook paper or a piece of patterned paper from my shop, or just plain white paper, and using it for like, this would be a cool spot to write like a Bible verse of the year or a quote page. So that's kind of what I am thinking for here. And then this next page spread is travel planning, and I used to go on trips all the time back when I was in college especially, but now I don't have the money or vacation days to do that. So my traveling is not as much. I actually have a playlist on my YouTube channel with some travel vlogs though, and I'll link that down below. But one thing that I thought would be kind of a cool way to repurpose this page is I love keeping track of books I've read during the year. And so I thought it would be cool to put like, cross this out and put a sticker on top of it that says like title. And you could cover it up here too, and then put like the date you finished it, the book title, and then what you would rate it, so like how many stars. That's one of the spreads I have in my current bullet journal that I really like, and so I thought that would be a cool way to repurpose this page. Next we have a time zone map. So it seems kind of like this planner is geared a lot towards like traveling with these two different spreads. A cool way that I'm planning on using this page is to color in the places I've been. I haven't traveled to a ton of places in the world, but I thought I could like color in the little states that I've been to. I've been to some different places. Sorry, there's a big truck outside. I've been to some places in Central America and the Caribbean, and so I thought that would be kind of cool to do like where I've been spread. So then next, there is a section for goals overview. I love this. Be stubborn about your goals and flexible about your methods. Throughout this whole planner, there are a lot of quotes, which I think is really cool. These would be great like ways to kind of kickstart journaling on the pages. So it starts off by giving you two pages to do a goals mind map. So kind of brain dumping and putting all your goals down for the year. And then next is a place to do a vision board inspiration, and I'll show you guys. I did a little vision board in here for the year at the beginning. Let's see if I can find it. So I just went on Pinterest and pinned a bunch of pictures that kind of represented me and the year. So like in January, I knew I was going to get engaged, Bible journaling, a picture from Mexico. I hoped I would get married this year, but we'll see about that. Dealing with visa process. I did a bullet journal page. My word for 2019 is surrender, so I had palms open like that. So this is my vision board for 2019. You could use stamps, you could use stickers, you could use magazine pages to kind of plan out what is your vision for the year or the season that you're in. Next, they have goals separated into 3 categories. So there's personal, family, friends, relationships, and professional. So like under personal, this would be a great spot to put like fitness goals or spiritual goals, like goals to deepen your faith. So it's neat. They have a spot for the goal, the purpose, and then the action steps you're going to take and a target date. So I love how they're separated by category, and then you'll see those again in the monthly spreads in a moment. So kind of broken down by that, and it gives you a spot for 8 goals per category. And of course, if you didn't want to use those categories, you can just use washi tape or whiteout or a sticker or something to cover up the title if you didn't want your goals to fit in those specific categories. So then now we have the monthly layouts. So it's separated into monthly, weekly, and notes. And so I added these tabs. These are my favorite Avery tabs. They are repositionable, which is the best thing ever. I'll link these down below on Amazon. And then I have these repositionable stickers on the top that say monthly, weekly, and notes. So you can take them off, and if I wanted this tab to be a different one, and I can just replace it. And so since my planners are constantly changing and I'm trying new things out, this works out really nicely. And then the monthly, weekly, and notes repositionable stickers came from the Planner Society. I got them in a Happy Mail ephemera swap that I did, and I have an unboxing of that on my channel that I'll link below. So the monthly setups Like I said, you now have a spot for those personal, family, friend, relationship, and professional goals. And so each month you can work on planning out what are your goals for the month. And I love that. I used to use the Cultivate What Matters planner, and it's very goal-oriented. But this year I just wanted to take a break from that. And so this is a neat way to kind of incorporate goal setting, because I think that's really important, but in kind of a simple way. Then a section for notes, and then you have your monthly layout. And so you have a spot over here for notes. You can write the days in, and it's a Sunday to Saturday, which this is how I like to set up my my week. And then there's also different quotes at the bottom of each month. And so if you wanted to, again, if you didn't like those, cover those up, you could, or use those as like inspiration for your setups. So I have some different like number stamps. You could use stamps or stickers for the ways to number your month. And then this is really cool. I hadn't seen this before in a planner, and it's a monthly reflection. And so you have this whole page to reflect, and then you have your top 5 accomplishments, what I wanted to get done but didn't and why, what have I learned this month, and then planning ahead for next month. And one of the things that I love to do in my spreads is make a monthly adventures page. And so I thought this would be a really cool place to do that. So like here's my June adventures, where I glued down some of the different things from the month. Here's my July adventures. I had a lot. Let's see. Oh, and for August, instead of doing a monthly adventures, I did Mexico adventures, because I did a mission trip to Mexico. So I was thinking these monthly reflection spots, that might be a cool thing to do here. So then it goes through all 12 months of the year. So that's that section. And then next you have weekly. So don't call it a dream, call it a plan. So the weekly overview is super awesome. I'm so excited about this. So you have the days of the week on the top, and then again a spot for you to put your date. And then this is my favorite part. It has a gratitude section, which that is something I do in my spreads each and every month. I have a gratitude page. I think it's so important to document our gratitude and things we're thankful for. I'm trying to find a few more. Here's another gratitude page. And so I love that this planner has that incorporated into every single day. I think that's so awesome. And then it has weekly affirmations over here. I would maybe put like a word for the week or a Bible verse for the week. That would be a cool spot for that. It has weekly actions, a weekly focus, and then this is really cool. It has a schedule. So you can write out different time blocks. This would be especially a good planner for a student, because you can put out your classes down there. Meetings you have, things like that. Also, you could cover it up and put like washi tape or a sticker down there, and you don't necessarily have to use that for the specific hours. I also really liked this to-do list section. So there's kind of 3 priority to-do lists and 3 secondary to-do lists for each day. And what you could do, like I would maybe do creative faith and then personal. So like have 3 creative faith tasks to do for the day, and then 3 personal tasks to do for the day. And then down here, there's the spot for notes or reflection. This would be a cool place to do a habit tracker. And I'll show you guys. I have a habit tracker printable that I have in my shop. It's actually a whole planner printable. And I will link that in the description box below. And so here, like you could cut these out and put them here to track habits. There's one that I have. I don't think I have it printed, but I have it and it's just blank. So it's all the boxes blank. And so that would be cool to put here and then write out the habits next to it. So that way you can track like 5 habits, and then there's 7 days across. So maybe at the end of this video or in a different video, I can show you guys like a setup for a week. So you can kind of see what I'm trying to explain with that. But this would be a good spot. You could also draw a habit tracker down below, because that's one of the things I really like including in my spreads. You could also use this spot to write out a quote or a Bible verse. I love how they have lots of room for writing and journaling. I have a ton of to-do lists. That is like what the majority of my planners are. I have like a little spot for events and then a lot of room for to-dos. And so I think it's really awesome that they have so many spots to put to-do lists down. One thing that's kind of unique about this setup in the weekly is that it starts on a Sunday. So a lot of people are probably used to having like this same monthly setup with the Sunday on the far left, but maybe you're more used to a Monday start date, so I did want to just point that out. This works really well for me because I work at a church, and so my work week starts on a Sunday. So that is something that I did want to note, because for some of you guys, you might order this and get it and be like, wait a minute, it starts on a Sunday? But I think that's really awesome. If it bothers you, you could, again, do whiteout and relabel them if you wanted. But, yeah, so I wanted to point that out. And then at the end, you have a bunch of notebook paper that's dot grid. I did want to point out the dots seem bigger than the dots in my current bullet journal. So like the space between them just seems a little bit bigger. I wanted to mention that. And it says in here that there are 62 note pages. The kind of weird thing that I thought was that like it's all dot grid and then it switches to blank. So I didn't really love that. I wish that they were all dot grid. And then I wanted to show you guys the pen test I did, an ink test. So I tried to kind of do the work for you. Again, these are 100-pound paper, and well, I don't know if it's pound. 100 is like the number. I need to figure out what like the unit is. And my current bullet journal is 80. And then some different planners that I've reviewed are like 120. So this is thicker than normal. And so I kind of picked some pens that I frequently use that I have in my stash. So I always do a Sharpie. I never use Sharpies in my planning, but they always bleed through. And so I kind of use that as a test to see how much they bleed through. Another pen that I really like that often will bleed through is the Jet Pen's Pilot Envelope Writer. And then I have Micron pen, Papermate Flare, Tombow, Faber-Castell Big Brush pen, Scribble Stuff Walmart pen, and Stabilo, that one. So the Sharpie really bled through, like I thought it would. The Jet Pen Envelope Writer, there's a little bit of shadowing. And then the Scribble Stuff, which is kind of surprising to me, had a little bit of shadow. Not bleed through, but shadowing too. So that is kind of the pen test. So a lot of pens will work really well on this paper. And then down below I did an ink test. And so I pulled out all of the inks from my stash. So I will kind of show you guys some of the inks that I used and looked at. Just a few. So the ink that I use on like most of my Bible pages, even though it bleeds through, is the VersaFine pigment ink. And so you'll see that it didn't bleed through, but heavy shadowing. And then next to it, I pulled out this Color Box Pigment Archival ink, which is down here. And that did pretty well. You can kind of see a shadow, but like out of all the inks besides the chalk ink, it was the lightest. So there were those two black inks. And then I did this Recollections Ombre ink pad. I had never tried this out in any planners before, and I remembered I had it, and so I wanted to just check and see, and it was the worst. So definitely bleed through there. But again, like on the back side, you guys can cover it up with stickers and things like that. So just because things have bled through, don't let that be like a deterrent for not using the product. The best thing ever are Versamagic chalk inks. And so this is the best thing to not have any bleed through and very little shadowing at all. So you can hardly see that one. And then I use Distress Oxide inks and Distress inks. So the Distress ink is here, Oxide ink is here. And they both, the Oxide ink was pretty bad and the Distress ink was kind of bad. And I also used like the darkest colors in my stash to show you guys, and I tried to push down really, really, really hard. So you could also, like I have light colors in these that probably wouldn't have shadowed at all. Then I used watercolors, which surprisingly the water did bleed through a little bit, but I love using watercolors and so that will not stop me. And then I used Heidi Swapp Color Shine, which I also, like, it always bleeds through, and so it's just kind of like the Sharpie, intriguing to see how much. So you can see it even bled through onto that second page because I did not put anything in between it. And then at the back, it has a pocket. Oh, my goodness. I didn't even see these. Oh my goodness, look at these cute stickers. What a fun bonus. Those ones are kind of funky. Oh, these are so cute. Oh, I love them. They're kind of fall colors, which is perfect for the season we're in right now. I guess if you got it in the spring, it might be kind of funny, but I love these. And I like how they're more neutral colors. Because I am more likely to use them then. Oh, that was like such a fun surprise. And then it has a band and a pen loop. My current bullet journal doesn't have a pen loop, and so that's why I have this thing on the top. So I love that it has a pen loop. And so that is the Wordsworth planner, you guys. I loved getting to look through it and kind of see the different features of it, and I'm excited to show you guys some different process videos using this and kind of show, I'm trying to figure out what planner and what system I'm going to use for 2020. I love, 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 love using my bullet journal, but it would also be kind of nice to have something that's pre-set up a little bit. So we shall see what I end up picking. But thank you guys for watching, and thank you so much to Wordsworth Planner for sending me this. I am excited to dive in more and see what else I can do using this planner, how it helps set goals and get organized in my life. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for supporting the Creative Faith YouTube channel. And again, don't forget to subscribe and check out the description box below and pick up a Wordsworth planner for yourself. I love the setup. I'm excited to use it, and I hope you guys will join me. Bye!